Okay. Uh, that I got this tripod that came with a light, so I'll keep the light on, see how it works. I back on this. Of course, I'll be on this till it's resolved, and once it's resolved, I'll get off of it. I don't have any interest in punishing anybody, but I certainly won't stop until the error is arrested. So the four elements of the tort in Florida, the tort is intentional infliction of emotional distress. And they are that the defendant knew or should have known. A. B. The conduct is outrageous and goes beyond all bounds of decency. C. The conduct is causing emotional distress. And D. The emotional distress is severe. So I'm thinking now that, well, I'm not thinking now, but I mean, I sometimes it goes out of focus and I have to look back and say, well, which one of those elements was the judge referring to? It says it's a matter of law. He gets to decide. So it's really weird because the plaintiff has an inviolate right to trial by jury. So, which is it? We need a jury to decide the facts and a judge to decide the law. And he says there's no disputed facts. That's what he's saying. And that he gets to decide because it's just a matter of law. Well, I think the thing that it was, the second one is what he's claiming. And this is just brain spawn. I mean, it's him thinking this and saying it. And it's just not true. Is the conduct is outrageous and goes beyond all bounds of decency. Because the presumptive status quo does this. This is the whole problem that this is done. The ritual and routine, so-called infant circumcision. The defense counsel he admits it's routine. And I'm like, that's what they call it. What I admit is that it's insane. So what the judge is saying, insufficiency of outrage based on the second element of those four elements of that tort. And I'm like, dude, you are too far gone. And every speaks, a lot of people are. It's not just him. But, the bias. I mean, I'm not talking about, even in that context, the conspiratorial bias. I'm just talking about the natural human bias. And so anyway, I do believe in my appeal has been submitted and it says no. And I say no, the outrage is, sufficiency of outrage is grossly exceeded. So, no question about it. Bring in the jury. Let's get this thing started. And that was it. I was also, I was also going over that airplane case. So, I said it before. Pilot had to shut off an engine. They tell the passengers for some reason. I've been on a plane like that, and so you can brace for landing. I mean, I guess they got to tell you if you need to. But the plane, you wouldn't have known, in my case, that one of the engines was off because we landed just like we always landed. And I think that was true in the case of this case that the judge cited or the defense counsel cited earlier. Okay, Eric, come on, you can do it. Somebody on that plane, and of course when you know, and then you have a normal landing, everybody usually applauds the pilot and are very, very happy for the result. He did what he was supposed to do, and he did it good. And somebody decided, I can sue for intentional infliction of emotional distress. So you can see how the court would say, insufficiency of outrage. But it's strange because the person has a constitutional right to trial by jury. So that's I don't get that. I don't get that yet. Don't get that. But I know that in my case, I certainly do have a right to trial by jury. It's not you know, it's not, there's, there's a lot of frivolous cases in court, but, or what do they call it, when somebody sues just all the time. It's just they've gotten good at it, and I don't know if whether they are a licensed attorney or just a layperson like myself, and they call it let me think of the word here real quick. Vexatious, I think was the word. They call them a vexatious litigant or something like that, and they and I don't know under what law, but eventually the judge gets good and tired of them and tells them, don't ever want to see him again. I don't know what they do, but they call him a vexatious litigant. But, so that's that. Said it all. Thanks.